Richard Stockton Rush III was born in 1962 to a wealthy San Francisco, California family as the youngest of 5 children. His father was a direct descendant of 2 signers of the Declaration of Independence, Richard Stockton and Benjamin Rush. He graduated from Princeton University with a degree in aerospace engineering. He dreamt of becoming a military pilot and astronaut to explore Mars, but his visual acuity disqualified him. So he began working for McDonnell Douglas as a flight test engineer for the F-15 fighter jet project. After graduating with his master's in business from UC Berkeley, he worked as a San Francisco venture capitalist. He had scuba dived some, but seemed more interested in flight than aquatics, and certainly received more formal education and work experience in flight. He got into subs while scuba diving, realizing how miserable it is to be cold and wet, while in a sub you can be warm, cozy, and dry with a hot chocolate. He tried purchasing a sub, but realized quickly that there were fewer than 100 privately owned subs in the whole world. After conducting a marketing study, he found that there was significant demand for underwater tourism. So he co-founded OceanGate with a business partner in 2009 and developed a deepwater submersible using new carbon fiber technology, which they called Cyclops.
I christened the Cyclops.
What many people don't know is that OceanGate was doing dives with their carbon fiber submersibles in shallower water using many of the off-the-shelf parts for about 8 years before they decided to build Titan to dive all the way down to 4,000 meters or 13,000 feet to tour the Titanic.
It'll go to 4,000 meters, be the deepest diving carbon fiber sub ever built.
Which, as you know, Titan sadly imploded, crushing and vaporizing everyone on board in 2 microseconds. The cause for the implosion is widely considered to be a structural defect due to not being capable of supporting the immense sea pressure at those depths. There's a lot of curious psychology to break down here. Did you catch any of it? First, it seems quite curious that Stockton always seemed more interested in flight than the depths of the ocean. He majored in aerospace at Princeton, dreamt of flying to Mars, and worked in aerospace engineering after college. However, after earning his master's in business and then working in venture capital, he seemed to change his focus from his passion for flight to a passion to creating a successful business, and seemed to stumble upon deepwater exploration as a means to do that. However, deepwater exploration is the exact opposite of flight, and engineering-wise, it's completely different with different forces and dangers at play.
There were a lot of rules out there that didn't make engineering sense to me.
Stockton seemed to think that his expertise in aerospace could automatically apply to deepwater exploration.
At some point, safety just is pure waste. I mean, if you just want to be safe, don't get out of bed, don't get in your car, don't do anything. Yeah. At some point, you're going to take some risk, and it really is a risk-reward question. I said, I think I can do this just as safely by breaking the rules.
In psychology, this is called knowledge transference, where when a person feels that since they are knowledgeable in one area, they possess the same level of expertise in different or unrelated areas. This seemed to cause him to reach and stay at the top of Mount Stupid in the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is a cognitive bias that those with low ability or knowledge in a particular area tend to overestimate their competence. This seemed to cause Stockton to begin to develop a dangerous hubris and arrogance in the field of deep water exploration. As we discussed, OceanGate successfully created a shallow water submersible with Cyclops.
We are 28 meters deep right now, and we are about 63 meters from the bottom. This is your horizontal thruster, so you'll go left, right.
Using carbon fiber and off-the-shelf parts they got at Camping World in Amazon.
If you look back at the earlier designs of deep diving submersibles, they weren't focused on market opportunities, and that led to designs that were large, bulky, expensive. We want to do to ocean exploration what Hollywood's been able to do with space exploration. We want to explore and see something no one on the planet has ever seen before. A submarine's the way to do it.
His submersible didn't implode or anything, which gave Stockton false confidence that his carbon fiber, metal, and plexiglass submersible design would also be successful at far deeper depths to tour the Titanic.
When you have different materials, they have different coefficients of expansion and compression, make repeated cycles in depth, of course you're going to work that seal loose.
The second you start doing carbon composite. With each pressure cycle, you can have progressive damage.
In psychology, this is called illusionary correlation. This refers to the tendency to perceive a relationship or correlation between two variables when in reality no such relationship exists, or the relationship is significantly weaker than is perceived. Therefore, Stockton mistakenly assumed that the success of Cyclops could easily be transferred to a much deeper diving sub by basically just making the sub thicker and stronger and not changing the materials used. Instead of 2-inch thick carbon fiber, make it 5 inches thick.
Joining of the titanium and the carbon fiber. That seal needs to be uniform and small, but not too small. The glue is very thick.
Instead of 3-inch thick plexiglass, make it...
These windows are 9 inches thick, and if they go, it's sayonara in 2 microseconds.
Plexiglass, 7 inches thick.
Christ, that is bullshit!
Acrylic's great because it squeezes in, and before it cracks or fails, it starts to crackle. And so you get a huge warning if it's going to fail.
He's got no instincts.
You know what's more dangerous than a person not knowing what they're doing? Yeah, a person who doesn't know what they're doing but thinks they do.
As I recall, the viewport was not rated for that kind of depth. The manufacturer said this in delivering it.
I believe it's pretty much invulnerable.
And that's pretty much what they said about the Titanic.
That's right.